All right. I believe I'm live. Let me know that you're here. Put an emoji or say hi in the chat. It's very challenging for me to be on the screen right now. So bear with me. Bear with me. I'm so excited to serve, and the screen is so much for me. Okay. It's so good to be here live with you. My heart feels so expansive. My eyes are not okay with the screen, but I am adjusting. So yes, any love in the chat. Oh yes, hi Soko, thank you for being here. Wow, what an amazing experience I'm coming out of. I'm integrating into. Spiritual, sexual, shamanic secrets. Here we are. As most of you know, I'm a divine feminine mastery coach. So I guide women into their potential and freedom by awakening through their sexuality, through their divine feminine leadership, through the intuitive knowing. And it's my honor to be here. Okay, let's dive in. Okay, Soko, what do you want to know? Let me know in the chat any questions, anything that's arising for you. What are you noticing in this moment? The biggest transmission that has come through in my morning, in my meditation, coming to be here live with you all, is your desire, is being so aware of your desire and being able to speak it, and how difficult that really is for most of us because of society, because of all the things that are happening constantly, and getting so clear on your desire. What do you want? And I love that sexuality leads us deeper into our desire. It leads us there. You know, when our sexual energy is blocked, it's harder for us to tap into our creative potential. It's harder for us to connect to our desire. And our desire is key for spiritual awakening, for shamanic awareness, for our sexual liberation, our desire. So this is really getting clear on what is your desire. What is your desire for life? You know, and it's hard. The first step is like, well, what do you love? What turns you on? What gets you excited? Do more of that. Do more of that, whatever it is. Like, I love serving. I love showing up here, even though it's really hard. There's a screen and there's a light, and I've been so in presence and sunken in with people, you know, but my desire is to serve. My desire is to share in the awakening. It's one reason why I'm here. Like, so this is partly like fulfilling part of my desire is to serve and to love and to be of service. Well, what are you desiring? Notice. Is it more joy? You desire more joy. You desire more freedom. You desire more embodiment. The sexual piece leads us deeper into the desire. If we're blocked, if we don't know what we want sexually, how are we to know what we want spiritually, emotionally? This is a huge aspect of us. What do we really want? Most of us really want to be seen, be heard. It's a beautiful, beautiful human desire of connection. So yeah, deeper connections. Thank you, Soko. Deeper connections. What is life really about? And in the end, and the overall why, life is about love and service. And so what is that specifically for you? What is your specific desire in service and in love? And as we are loved and seen and heard, that desire comes forth through our purpose, through our soul's mission. One of the things that really affected me this week, doing this training, I just came back from Costa Rica on this spiritual, sexual, shamanic training. And one of the biggest things was get clear on your desire. And so one of the evenings, my desire was for my hair to be brushed. I asked my beloved to brush my hair. I was like, will you brush my hair? And there's all these people doing all these things, and lots of them were, sexual things or intimate things. And I just wanted my hair brushed, and then from there I could tap into, well, what's a deeper desire? What do I really want? But to be able to name and speak your desire has so much power to it, not only with your relationship with the universe. Yeah, I know, right? Like last night I was communing with my another beloved. Like I feel like everyone's my beloved. But I was communing with another friend, and he was just stroking my hair. And I was like, wow, this is beautiful. I don't need sex. No, I don't need anything more intimate than eye gazing and hair being stroked. Wow. But it's a secret that unlocks so much when you can tap into your desire. And it feels like we get so many messages. We get so many, oh, this is what you need. This is what you want. And it's like, no, how do you go in and source that desire and speak it to the universe and then speak it to the people in your life? Whether it's your children, one of the most beautiful moments, I come back from this training and I'm embodied in so much primal, like I'm breathing deeper and I'm feeling deeper, and my sense of smell is heightened and my sense of hearing is heightened, and I'm noticing all of these things. And I come back, and go through the airport. It's like a little jarring to be in an airport. And I see my son and we embrace and we hold each other. We land with each other. And then he sniffs my whole body. He's like sniffing my breasts. He's sniffing my like vulva area. He's sniffing my legs. He's sniffing my neck and my hair. And he's like, mommy, you smell so good. And I was like, oh, yes. Yeah. What an appropriate response. What appropriate final response to me being gone and being so embodied. It was a sweet gem that I want to share with you all, because whose son does that? Like, it was just a magical moment. Didn't even know that that was my desire. And so often we go through life without this desire. So shamanically, I felt like I was the most shamanic person at the retreat, you know, tapping into the messages from nature beings. I'll share a story. I saw a lemur, and the lemur, its spirit animal message is clairaudience. And it says your contact to spirit is increasing. Pay attention or you'll be haunted. And then during the activity that day, you know, I start shaking, going into my channeling mode. And I'm like, oh, okay, there's a message coming through, you know, and I stood up and I spoke. I don't really know what I said. I know parts of what I said. And it was a message for the men that were in circle. You know, they were sharing their shame. They were sharing their heartache. You know, as women, we have a time bomb ticking for having babies. You know, we have this pressure of being sexual, of being wanted, of being attractive, of being skinny, if you will. Like these societal pressures to be these things, or we're not, or we're going to be rejected, right? And men have the same thing. They have to perform. It's not the same thing, and it's different, right? They have to have a big penis. They have to, right? And so these men are sharing in this circle, and I went into this channeling mode and shared with them what the universe wanted them to hear. And it was beautiful. And it was me honoring the lemur's message in the morning. That's shamanic wisdom. And I invite you all, you know, this is something I teach in divine feminine initiation, but to pay attention to the messages from nature beings, to start to notice what animals are showing up and what is their spiritual message. That is a shamanic secret. A spiritual secret is being in tune with your desire. And it's interesting because if you close off the sexual, if you're not really willing to notice what you want sexually, it closes off what you want spiritually. It closes off the Dharma. And like when you open this door of sexuality, then you can receive what you really want. And it was amazing to watch people not be able to speak their desire. You know, there was men there that, you know, wanted to connect with me and were too intimidated to speak their desire, which is fine. I wasn't worried about it. And it's a skill. It's a skill, and super spiritual and shamanic, to really be in touch with your desires. And how do you create them? How do you manifest them? And how do you become this clear channel to allow them to happen? And then to not give a shit if they happen, right? So I had some desires. One day, we're eating all this vegan, healthy, delicious food during the week, which was beautiful. And I was like, I want dessert. I'm going to speak that desire to the cooks. I found someone that could speak Spanish more fluently than me and communicate that to the kitchen. That night we had dessert. It manifested. It's not that difficult, but it feels so foreign to ask for what we want. No more. I invite you to put in the chat what you want. What is your desire? Do you want someone to make you come? Do you want someone to be intimate with you and allow you to be seen and heard on a deep level? Like, we all want that, I think. I want that. but getting clear and telling the universe, this is what I want, and allowing yourself to be open to receive it from wherever that is to come from. Really magical. So I'd love to hear in the chat your desire. What is your desire? Is your desire to embody more of the divine feminine, to feel guided, to source the wisdom from within? It was an incredible week. I've never been allowed to be so embodied for an entire week. And as a participant and not a facilitator, I didn't have to take care of the room, even though I still did energetically. And it allowed me to get really in touch with my desires. What do I desire? And to really understand and own that being present with your desire allows it to manifest. And when your desires are manifesting and they're coming from source, like there's a Bible verse that says, the Lord will give you the desires of your heart. And what isn't said, what the felt truth of that is, the desires of your heart are put there by source and by the divine. Embodied meaning grounded. Yeah. Embodied meaning fucking primal, Soko, like primal. Like I was walking around like, one skill I would like to share with you all is co-regulating. Very simple. You can teach your children this. You can teach your partner this. You can teach your family this. I plan on teaching everyone in my life this. I've already shared this with the people closest to me. Co-regulating, giving someone a hug, taking a deep breath together. And having sound. So movement, sound, and presence is shamanic and spiritual. Words get us caught in the mind layer, which is why it's hard to be live here sharing things, because I'm like, oh, words. I just want to hug you, Soko. Like, I just want to look deeply into your eyes and hug you. Right? Because that's so much transmission. But co-regulating, allowing our nervous system to expand, give people a hug and ask them to take a deep breath with you with sound. It's a gem. It's a secret. It's how we are evolving in consciousness. So that's something that I wanted to share in this transmission. Spiritual, sexual, shamanic secrets. The biggest one is desire, and the obstacles to get clear on your desire and communicate it. I hope that was helpful. Embodied meaning. Yeah. Clear on your desires. So put in the chat, what do you desire? How would you like to serve? As far as shamanism, learning how to create an altar with the directions is important. Learning how to call in your spirit guides, ancestors of light, angels. Being okay with allowing the support. There are beings from other dimensions that are here to support you always. And you're blocking them if you don't invite them. That's something that I've learned recently is like, oh, I feel these beings, and all I have to do is invite them. Yeah, sex and intimacy. The thing is, like, we're fucking primal. We've lost our primalness. This is why I love my friend Kate Stillman so much. So she's highlighting these primal habits, highlighting getting back into the body. And the body is great. And then tapping into, like, what does the body want? Oh, the body wants to be held. Oh, the hair wants to be brushed. Like, really simple. And it leads to dharma. It leads to purpose. It leads to service. We can get out of our own way. I love helping people talk about sex and intimacy too. Which is probably why we like hanging out together. It's so hard to get tapped into our desire, but I feel like that is the spiritual, sexual, shamanic secret, is what is it that you want? And really owning that and asking the universe, this is what I really want. And it leads to your purpose. It leads to dharma. It leads to this bigger why of existence. I'm completely here as a channel. I don't have any notes. So anything that you would like to ask me, please do, because it was a really amazing experience to get so in touch with desire. The primal piece. The primal piece. So we danced every morning. We were embodied every morning, you know, so I've been dancing every morning. People are shocked when I start a conversation just touching the surface. Yeah, because we're so out of our bodies. We're so in the mind layer. So in awakening, you know, I'm an awakened being. And to become awakened is to be in the present. Is to be so sunk into the present that you feel everything happening in your body in the moment. And you can honor that. You can speak to it and you can share it. Allowing to have emotions run through you and to feel them. You know, the only way to maintain an awakened state is to be able to circulate the emotions in the moment. And if you can't circulate them, then they get stuck somewhere in the system and they have to come out later. So being able to allow whatever's arising to arise and to witness it as source, as love, and be like, wow, that's so cute, Neve, that you're really triggered right now. I got really triggered, you know. I definitely had my moment of being very triggered during the retreat. You know, I felt like, and stuck in the mind layer. And the mind is like a cell phone. The mind is like a cell phone. It's a tool. But if you're there all the time, if you're always on your phone or you're always in your mind, you're missing out on life. Because what's happening is right now. So I feel like that's a spiritual, sexual, shamanic secret, if you will, is being here now. So we had these circles every morning. We had these circles, and anyone could get into the circle and speak whatever they were feeling, whatever was coming up. And the facilitator said, how does it feel in your body? How does it feel? People were in their mind, well, this story about this thing and blah, 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 and the story about the thing and the story about the thing. I'm like, no, how does it feel in your body? Where is it in your body? Can you let it out? Can you scream? So it felt a little odd to be so primal all week. even with my beloved. So after the retreat, him and I had a moment of confrontation, and we're like circling each other. We're like circling each other like animals, like super primal, like, you know? And then we came to an agreement, but yeah, it was kind of a wild experience to be allowed to be so embodied for a week and to receive so much messaging and channels. For me personally, to receive so many transmissions that I had to speak to the group. It was a little wild. But being clear on your desire is foundational to allowing your spirit to move, or allowing the energy to move, to be able to be open to the signs from nature beings. And sexuality is something that we just kind of like don't want to look at, or don't really want to think about, or there's so much trauma, there's so much shame and fear and guilt around being sexual, and to free that allows you to tap into your desire. So wow, what are you saying wow to, Zoko? To the circling each other? Yeah, it felt very animalistic. I was like, oh, how can you help people be more aware? By being so sunken into the moment, to be so intimate with people, to be dropped into awareness so that you feel your body. And a good question is, what are you noticing? I've been asking Tanzan and Chris and people in my life, like, what are you noticing? The qualities of being. The qualities of being in the moment. What are you noticing? You could ask your daughters when they're going through life, what are you noticing? No speaking to the group. I don't know what that comment means. Expand on that. And thank you for being here, because I don't have anything. I have no agenda. I have nothing to share but my heart. So yeah, expand on that. No speaking to the group. It's scary to embody the fullness of yourself, because you are the universe. You are a mini example of the spectrum of everything, right? And to be okay with being that spectrum, that's shamanic power. Like to be a fierce goddess who's intimidating and also be so heart-spoken. Oh, you spoke to the group, and I said, wow, because you have so many transmissions. Yeah, I mean, it was a wild week. Mostly what's changed for me from this spiritual, sexual, shamanic embodiment is allowing myself to be more primal and crazy, to have these like wiggles of feelings and emotions, and not be scared, to be so heart-centered and primal. I don't know if that helps. I hope that helps. It makes my heart so warm and happy to be here with you, to do this work. You know, it takes a lot of self-reflection and work. Yeah, permission to be you. You know how hard it is to be okay with being yourself. Yeah. That's a secret. Permission to fucking be you. Who is she? What does she want? What does she feel? It's not wrong. Nothing you feel is wrong ever. There's no wrong. Like, how freeing is that? I want to be seen and heard. There's nothing wrong with that. I want to release shame and fear and guilt. Beautiful. Like, humanity is waking up. We're all waking up. This is happening, you know, and if you're in this group, if you're in this vortex, you're definitely awakening. And what is the divine feminine? Like, we did divine masculine exercises. Wow. Like, I thought I was embodied in divine masculine and feminine, like it had a harmony, and it does. And I deepened that. We had a whole morning of divine masculine. You know what the divine masculine is within you? The divine masculine is the source that holds you. You can hold yourself. You don't need a man. You don't need anyone. You don't need anything. You can hold yourself in embodiment of divine masculine. Divine masculine would be like Shiva. Divine feminine is the Shakti. So when we anchor, our voice is 10,000 times louder than anything outside of us. That's the masculine. When we become this pillar of source and love for ourselves, that's the divine masculine. And then when we're holding ourselves, we can flow in the feminine, you know? So this idea of I am the presence. I am the presence that holds me. You know, when you come into awareness and you really embody in it, it's a little scary to have faith, because faith and surrender and trust is embodiment of the divine masculine. I know we're all one. I know we're all love. I know I can be held. That is the divine masculine within. And then the divine feminine is that ability to create and to flow and to be chaotic and to move in the container that the divine masculine is holding within us. Amazing. Totally life-changing. I feel like all these concepts are like, you know, difficult for the mind. It can be difficult for the mind. The mind wants to figure it out. Your spirit knows. Your spirit already knows. You don't have to figure anything out. And that's hard. It's hard for us to be the witness. You know, when I got really triggered, I went into the jungle and I screamed. I even did a voice note, you know, everyone who's my client knows. I highly recommend clicking voice record and speaking to yourself. The thing that you want to call your girlfriend about, or the thing that you want to talk to your beloved about. No. Just press voice record and speak it to yourself and then listen to it. So I went into the jungle and I was like, I'm upset about this and this and this. You know, I felt so triggered, and I knew it was no one's fault. It was just my own trigger. I took full responsibility for it, and it was able to transmute, and it's fun. I can listen to it now with so much compassion for myself in that moment. Like, oh, you were so cute. You were so triggered, you know, and to hold myself in that space. We are so magical and powerful as spiritually shamanic sexual beings. And being aware of emotions when they arise and letting them run through the system. This is primal. This is what animals do. You see animals shake. You see them have these moments where they're readjusting in their nervous system. We can do that. I do that. I feel a little weird randomly shaking, but I feel, and then I can let it move through me. And then I can stay in the moment. And the past and the future doesn't hold me. Do I want to be with a beloved in the future? Sure. That's my desire. I would love to be with someone who can be in awareness with me in the future. I have given that desire to the universe. It's there. I don't have to worry about it. It takes a lot of courage and faith and trust to be in this path of awakening. And it is life-giving. There's nothing you have to figure out in the moment. You literally just have to be. And that's fucking scary. It's a really scary place to be. And it's where all the answers are, is right here, right now. I hope that helps. I don't know if that helps. This is why I was like, I'm doing this live masterclass after this crazy experience of embodiment for a week. Co-regulating is great. Give people hugs and breathe deeply with sound. Breath, movement, and sound. Not necessarily words, but sound. Total secret. Total life-giving secret. Be in the moment with your emotions. Allow yourself to feel them. Let them run through the system. And then you can be back in the space, fully present with yourself or with another person. What else? I'm scared. Like I don't actually want to channel on this because I get so shaky and weird when I channel. So it's very vulnerable. Anything else, Soko? Any other? What are you noticing? What are you noticing? Going with the flow is divine. There's so much less to figure out. You know, one of my attachments that I released was knowing the future recently. Like that was my first menstrual cycle of this year, was my attachment to the future and planning. And even with business, you know, like business, like serving others. Like I have no agenda. I don't have a plan. I'm here in service and allowing everything to be guided. And that's hard. It's not an easy thing to do. And when you're doing it, it's the easiest thing to do because you don't have to do anything. You literally are just being. So, yeah, it's the mind that's in the way. It's the mind layer. The mind layer. My mind layer is scared. My mind layer doesn't want to get on the screens. My mind layer doesn't want to speak my truth. My mind layer is like, you're too much for everybody. If you channel and shake on a live, that's too much. Like you're too much. Like, no, the mind layer is like, don't do any of that. And my spirit's like, whoa, you are always held. You are always held. So allow whatever comes through. And that's hard. It's hard. It's not an easy thing to be in that space. Awareness is like a very tricky thing, because it's so simple and the mind wants to complicate it. Anything else you want to know, Soko, before I end this, because it is very challenging to be on the screens. I haven't even checked my email yet because I'm so nervous to be like on the screens. I'm like, oh, it's a lot. And I do have to check all my emails. Life continues, right? I think the deepest secret, though, is getting in touch with your desire. And that's complicated. You know, it was hard for me to speak to my beloved, like, yeah, I just want you to brush my hair. I am resting and integrating, and it's still difficult. I channeled so much during the week for the group, you know, and I'm so empathic. So when we're in circle and other people are in their mind layer and they couldn't feel their body, then I was like sitting there shaking, like feeling their body and feeling all their emotions for them. It was wild, you know, and I was like, wow, this is what it's like to be fully embodied in myself, is I'm so in tune with the energy of the room and the emotions of the people. And if they couldn't get out of their mind layer, I was feeling all their emotions. And I could see other people in the circle who could feel the emotions. Luckily, most of the time, people who are in the mind layer got in touch with their emotions. Yeah, I'll work on my desire. Yeah, good. It's interesting. And it's a powerful thing. Like, it feels counterproductive because it's like, as source, what desire do I have? I don't have a desire. But as a human in a body, we do have a desire. And that desire leads us to our dharma and our purpose. So I think you need to rest and integrate. I've been trying. I really have been trying to rest and integrate. It's a lot. To go back into society after being embodied for so long and being received as an oracle, received as a messenger of source, and to have everyone at the end of the week like, what do you see in my life? Like, please tell me. As a gift. And it's a lot. So you're right. I probably need to rest and integrate more. But I did get to sleep. I felt sleep deprived for like 2 weeks. And I did get to sleep the last 2 nights. And that felt amazing. It's like, yes, sleep. Spiritual, sexual, shamanic secrets. Anything else? Sound. This is the biggest thing, is sound. Toning. Allowing yourself to tone. Allowing yourself to move. To be more primal. It's the only other secret I have. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. And I'll text you after this. We can chat a little. That would be great. It was a gift to be so embodied and to know that I don't have to figure anything out, and I can just be. Calling in the directions. So like they didn't teach this, but shamanically, like calling in the directions, calling in your spirit guides, ancestors of light, allowing all of that extra support. There's so many beings that are constantly around us that want to support us. And so inviting that extra support in is super shamanic and powerful, super beneficial, and it's not in this dimension. So Ancestors of light only. Ancestors of light. So yeah. I think you all know this, but my name is Neve. I have a goddess book club. You can hang out with us once a week and travel the road, the path of awakening and digesting our emotions and becoming. That's the Goddess Book Club. And then I do the Divine Feminine initiation. So if you would like to be initiated in the Divine Feminine, one thing I noticed with a lot of women is, they haven't gone through this type of process where you really surrender, where you really have your rite of passage and you heal your sister wound and you heal your mother wound and you move through these stages of awakening. So if you'd like any assistance in that, I am here to serve. We can have a chat. And I think that's it for now. So I'll text you. I love you. Thank you for being here. And I trust that this served. So much love.